So first thing, take the cover off. That's 10 mil. Yes, it is. Oh. There we go.
Bolts in the handlebar grip. Now, see if that doesn't move at all. Something else under there. Take it right out. Okay. That's completely out. That's off the handlebar. And then, the hidden Phillips screw. The other side's probably the same deal. I know it is. And you gotta disassemble everything on the other side. Same thing. Because you won't get that cover apart without taking the screw out. I'm gonna try and just take the Allen key out on this one. Just how I thought I gotta do this on the other machine too. Okay. Well, lazy man way's not gonna work. It's gotta come, the whole thing's gotta come out.
And Billy Phillips up there. Okay. All right. See if we can get this thing. Gives us access to the beeper. And I should test that thing too. All right. Now we got to figure out how that thing comes apart. Oh yeah, cable's just clipped in there. So we can get it out of there. What holds it in there? Let's see. Unhook it from here first. Don't know if it's supposed to just pull out or slide out. We're going with the rip it out of there. How are we going to see this? Maybe you can see, put a flat blade screwdriver in there. That just pivots out, it seems. Both sides got to come undone. Little clip like that. Cable is out. So now I'm going to go get the other cable. And I think before I pull this one out, I'll put a pull string through so we can pull the new cable through. How about that plan? Using the cable itself. There's the pull string. Yes. Okay. Let me go get the other cable and then we'll fish it through. Okay. Do a little tape up.
There. And there she is. Okay. That's that. And we gotta put it all back together here. So we'll see what the best location is to run that cable through. I think it came right here. Okay. Let's get that fed in there.
Alright. Just sort of clean things up so we'll. That goes that way. Clips into there. And then this clip, I want to show you, but holy cow, that's hard to. And that's it. And then just feed the cable back out a bit. It's going to go through there. And supposedly just push in there. And that's it. So now she's on. And we got the set screw, which I'm going to put some Loctite on. Put Loctite on everything on this thing, the blue Loctite. Everything vibrates loose if you don't. It's not up yet. Okay. That should be right in there.
So far, so good. Get my Phillips screwdriver.
Let's see. Is that doing anything? I don't know. Every one of these with the screws I've ever seen are always stripped out. Yeah, that's in there. Okay. Now the Loctite's on this side. That one's just about done. All right. Cap is on. Now I just gotta fish the throttle cable around over the gas tank. Around through there. Take that off. And we're ready to mount the computer. I'll do a little terminal cleanup with the deoxit. A lot of crud in there. And I want to check all the fuses so that we don't get any surprises when we go to do a test start. Can't figure out why something won't work. Fuses are all good. Yeah, I'll just do a little, well, I think I'll blow that out with compressed air. Just a little green over here. Thing is loud. That looks pretty good now. Except for that. That middle one looks like it's had a little bit of crud. I'm going to spray it again, let it sit for a bit. Okay. Here's the next thing is, I don't know where the connectors go yet. He's numbered. There's a 4, 3, 1, 2. What's that say? Nothing. I mean, that can't go anywhere else but there. That goes there. Everything by length. Like that can't go anywhere else. But there. But that could go. Ah, you know what? I got another machine right over here I can look at. But the one from the front. Oh, that was. And how's that looking there? No cred. Okay. Well, that's that. That was too easy. Yeah, I'm just going to double check that that bottom one there goes up and out to the hood. Just have a quick look. And as you can see, no, you can't see. Flashlight. Bottom one. There's the one from the hood. Goes into the bottom. So we should be good. Red with black. Black on the left, black on the right. Yeah, two blacks touch each other. We got her. Okay. Now I'm just going to label all the hoses from the labeling that's on the other machine that I had put on when I took the engine out. And then, I don't know, maybe we'll change this. I gotta see. The other one looks like it's in better condition, I think. I'm gonna rip that off of there and put it on the other machine. And I'll bet you that holds an air box. And there's a whole bunch of stuff in there that might have to come out. We'll see. All right, on to the next. So in moving on with the 03 RXDI, before I start doing any more restoration on the hull, everything is going to work, and so I'm satisfied with that. I've had the engine sitting here in pieces, and I pulled the old crank out, split the cases, pulled the crank out. This one's pretty much toast. Oh, lots of play, rust. Again, this was another engine where he said just change the piston and everything will be fine. So anyway, didn't matter because I had all the parts. So took the case, cleaned it all up, and washed it with carb cleaner, soap and water, everything. Just the cases, of course, not the crank. And cleaned her all up, and now we're ready to assemble. And big thing is the timing marks. When you're putting this thing back together, you can just see them right there. The two blue stripes perfectly aligned, and all your tabs right here, all the pins are locked in where they go. You can see two there, two more here, and then I put a new set of seals on the outer ends. Of course, you can't do the inner seals. If the inner seals are toast, the crank is toast. But all the bearings and everything seem good. Very little movement in all the rods and everything. So, sorry, little play, not movement. So I think what I'm going to do is put my 5910 Loctite on there, roll that on and assemble it. I do have another video of building the RXDI engine, so there's no point in us going through the whole thing again. You can flip back to another video. I also cleaned up all the bolts, which is I always just do that on the wire wheel, and so that it's just like I'm starting with brand new bolts. So I think maybe I'll just do a time-lapse video of the assembly, and then we'll move on to the next step. Alright, here we go. This is the most difficult part, is trying to get the cylinder heads over the pistons. So I put little marks where the pins are on the pistons to align the rings so I know that I'm roughly in the right area. And we're just going to wrestle with this thing. Got my Permatex on the bottom, gaskets on. She's a toughie. Yeah. Where are you? Just trying to get the pin lined up on the ring. Okay. Well, she rolls over. Both arrows pointing towards the exhaust. I'd say everything looks good. Okay. Now we'll put the bolts in. Little moly coat. What's this thing here? Moly coat on the top, 243 on the bottom, 30 foot-pounds. Let's get that set up. That sucked, eh? All right, before I forget, I'm going to put the 40 milliliters of SAE 30 in because we're going to destroy the counterbalance gear if I don't. I think you can see that? Yeah, I think you can. Ooh. Got an air bubble in there. It's almost there. And that's it. Okay. And we'll seal that up. That looked like there's crud on there. What could possibly go wrong? Okay. Tighten that up, and then we'll put the head on, and then we'll hook up the oil lines. All right, so before I put the head on, I want to do a little rave valve rebuild. So here's assembled, here's disassembled. There's a little washer that sits down inside here, so I guess we'll put that in first. I don't know if one side's easier to put it in than the other, but that groove goes up. I'll try getting that in there. And it's not easy. Can't see anything. Slowly falling into place. Doesn't look too bad. Just that's good. Rave valve has a little key on it. There's a little keyway there. Push it in all the way. Let's put a little bit of lithium grease on here. Screw that on. I'm missing something. Oh. Yes. There is one more O-ring. Goes on here first. Then it goes in the key, up through that washer, rubber washer inside, then the piston, not super tight, just snug, you know. Okay, then we have a spring. Cap gets screwed in all the way. And then we have this goes on down here like so. Whoops. Cap, there we go. All right, let me get some air. And we'll work the rave valves. Now, I'm going to do the same thing to this one. and then we'll test them out on the engine. Okay. Now, that goes there, that goes there. Can I bolt the head on after? And it would appear I could. There's a reason why I'm doing this. Yes, so let's find some bolts. And they are tightened down to 10 Nm.
Extension. Oh, I'm gonna have to get the longer ones. Now, before I crank that down, I want to make sure the piston is clear. Which you can see inside. That's the rave valve right there. So I'm cranking it down, and I'm going to tighten this down, and then make sure it clears. And if it rubs, then we'll sand down the raves just enough to clear it. I think these ones are okay. I think these came off a machine that already had 0.5 over. And I changed the, it's 2 engines in one here, so.
Okay, let's see if we got any rubbing or scrubbing in there. Nothing. And so you can see right through there till it comes up way past. We're golden. We're good to go. Let's put the head on. Okay. Let's just have a look here. There was something about this head that I wasn't too thrilled with. A little bit of corrosion right here, but that's all good around here. All good around there. I guess we're good with it. Loctite on everything again. And like magic, 2 more. Okay, now I gotta see the run-in procedure.
Same thing with the snug and then.
Done. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is install the compressor piston and all the housing and everything for it. Here's where it is in the manual, seadoomanuals.net. And I'm looking for the torque, which is 6.5 Nm. It says do not apply thread locker, but there's no thread locker on the new bolt. And if you don't put a red thread locker on there, you're taking a chance of losing. I don't know if this thing will go that low or not. No. 6.8. Got the new piston all assembled. That's what it looks like. Those are two little rubber boots that hold a floating pin inside. I'll show you that after. There she is. Loctite red. And we'll rotate that around. I wonder if I should put a little bit of oil. Say yes. And an extension. As you can see, I got to pull the flywheel off again to put the cap in there, but don't shut off. .8. Says to take it to 6.8 and then rotate it another 80 degrees. Which, I don't know, seems kind of strange, but I'll do what it says to an extent. I don't think so. I think we're going to call that good. Make sure everything works good. Yeah, perfect. Now we'll put the cap on. O-ring. Not sure which way it goes on. I think it is. No, there's a pin. There's a pin right here and a hole right there.
What are those? 8? Not a 10, no? Maybe it is. Yep. Alright. And the torque setting is probably not shown. Nope. Taking up the 10 right now, but pretty sure it's more. Alright. Now on to, I gotta pull this off and put the cap on.
Okay. Let me find that torque. Then we'll put the flywheel on. And the flywheel. I took that down to 24 Nm. I don't know. I can't find it. This stuff is all over the place in the manual. And I'll put some Loctite on here. We'll torque that down to 10 bajillion. Noise time. That's her.
This one. Yeah, you get the idea of this. That one's got some Loctite in there already. So is that one.
Okay, so there she is, ready to go in. I just sat this in there, but that's coming off. I'm not putting the exhaust manifold on until it's in the machine because it makes it too tight. I hooked up the throttle just to the oil injection, and so that I could test it, put a little bit of oil in there. Made sure, cranked it over. I put the prop removal tool in there and turn it over with a drill and check the oil lines, and oil did come out, so we're good. So next step is to drop it into the machine. So I'll do that in a separate video so it doesn't get too long, and then we'll get on to spicing this thing up.